Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Yes, yes, he's here, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only Fred Mwangaguhunga.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine.
Good to see you, man. Media Takeout, as you know, has partnered with us over the past year and a half or so and always brings the end of the month. We're going to talk about the past five, the biggest top 5 stories of the past month on MediaTakeout.com, and we're doing that next. Right now. All right, starting with number 5, Fred Mwangaguhunga.
Well, I mean, this was a action-packed month. And, you know, all 5 of these stories I think are big. They're all number 1 worthy. But the number 5 story of the past month is Lauren London. Actress Lauren London is dating the rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, okay.
That's a good little mix. I mean, you know, Lauren's out in L.A. doing her acting thing. Nipsey's from L.A. Big rapper on the come up. Lauren's got her game thing going on. And I think the two of them come together and they're together.
You mean skinny rapper, not big rapper. I just got like a glimpse of them naked and it looked, I don't know.
You saw them naked.
You already saw that?
In my head.
Oh, okay.
I was about to put a check in your hand if you had that picture.
Yeah, he would have bought that. He would have bought that picture from you. I have nothing. I think I love Nipsey's the homie, and Lauren's good people. Remember she came up here.
She came by the show. She's a friend of the show. I personally like Lauren, so good for her. If people are happy in their relationships, just keep that moving.
You know, it's kind of wild though, because you think of Lauren London, you think kind of like bougie, you know, but she's with. I'm just saying. I mean, looking at her and her acting and what she's
pretty,
doing,
you instantly think bougie.
I mean, you know, you don't think she's dating dudes with tats on their eyeballs.
Lil Wayne,
you know?
did you forget she had a baby with Lil Wayne?
I mean, but that's the thing, right? It's like she's with Lil Wayne. When she was with Lil Wayne, we were like, what happened? Like, did she have like a lapse or something?
Have you ever talked with her?
No. I saw her interview, and I mean, she's definitely got some hood in her, right? But you didn't expect that.
Screw the hood shit. I'm tired of all that hood. We think hood validates everything. Nah, she's just good people. You know, she's down to earth.
Exactly.
Very down to earth and balanced.
Yeah, but I mean, like the regular average woman does not date dudes with like all those tats and rappers and all that.
Maybe
other stuff,
she just like niggas. I mean, what?
Okay.
Because we just cut to the chase.
Right, okay, so number 4.
Goodness.
Top story on MediaTakeout.com.
The number 4 top story of the month.
Uh-huh.
Is NFL baller Darren Sharper being charged as a serial rapist. What? Now, yeah, you guys might not remember Darren Sharper. He dated Gabrielle Union. For a lot of times, people thought of him as basically one of the best-looking players in the NFL. So now 3 separate women have charged him with rape in the last 12 months. 2 women out of L.A. have accused him of rape. And a woman in New Orleans is accused him of rape. So this is 3 women. They're all saying that he drugged them in some kind of way and eventually got with them. And there's enough evidence there for the police to actually put charges on him in L.A., and they're considering putting charges on him in New Orleans. So, I mean, this is a serious legal issue for him. And, I mean, you know, when you think of guys that are, I mean, obviously, you know, rape is more than, you know, that's about more than that. Like, this guy could go out there and get tons of women. Yeah. And he's out there, you know, raping women.
Yeah, that's
allegedly.
Yeah, that's scary, because you know, and then you got a lot of women out there who are looking for love in all the wrong places, so to speak, and they're also looking for investments in all the wrong, you know, professionals, and they may not even realize what they're walking into. So imagine being a groupie, right? And you know, these guys are surrounded by that, and then you go into a closed room with this guy. That's scary. You know, you probably feel like you can't even tell no one. Right?
I mean, the other side of it, forget about even being a groupie, right? Like, this dude, you're an NFL player. I mean, he was on the Green Bay Packers. He was on the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. So, I mean, this guy was one of the biggest players out there. You talking to him, you're like, you know, let me try and get to know this dude. Maybe you even want to get back to his room and, you know, maybe you want something to go down. But then the dude's drugging you, and, you know, who knows what he's doing after that.
Did he deny doing these things?
He's denied everything. He said that these women are making them up. And had it been one woman, I'd have been like, all right, maybe I'm kind of believing this dude. But when 3 separate women are coming out and they're all saying that you raped him, you know, there's something there for at least us, you know, we got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 is?
The number 3 story of the month is Ashanti and Nelly are back together.
You know what's what's crazy? You know this for a fact?
I know it's about 99.9999999.
First of all, I want to say salute to Nelly. There's a few dudes who are real inside out, true dudes that you could count on that they are who they say they are.
Right.
Nelly's one of them. At the Grammys, he came by the show on the red carpet, and then the red carpet thing was over, and him and I ended up walking into the building together, rushing in to see Jay-Z and Beyonce. And then we got to our spot, and he was like, yo, so where you sitting? And I said, well, me and King Tech and I, we got some tickets. Wait up there. Let me point. He said, that's where you're sitting? I said, yeah, but it's cool. We're right there. He said, man, look, man, why don't you take my floor seats? I'm just going to go home. I'm going to watch it from my living room. You giving me your floor seats, bro? Yeah, man. Tell you and Tech, man, I love you guys. Y'all legends. Here, take my floor seats. I sat on the floor at the Grammys because of Nelly.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. So I love that dude. But here's the thing. Ashanti came and did an interview with us, and we were talking about her new project. And then it just seemed kind of peculiar. It was at the end of the red carpet. All of a sudden, Nelly rolled up. Yeah. And then while she was walking away, he came up. I didn't see him interact or anything. My first inkling was to say, did y'all come together?
Oh, wow.
Because they walked away together.
Right.
But weren't really. So you know this for a fact.
Yeah, I mean, the two of them, they were together at the Grammys. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everything that you're saying is, in fact, true. They went to the after party that Meek Mill held in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
And we actually have photographs of the two of them together, and Nelly had his arm around her, so they were hugging. Later on, the two of them came to New York. Ashanti was filming and doing some projects here with Diddy. Nelly came to New York, too. And so the two of them, they might actually be in New York right now, consummating their new relationship.
See, that's where you go wrong. You have no idea what they're doing in New York.
I'm just saying.
That's what Fred does, and then it's a headline. There's a headline.
Well, I'm trying to walk you down the road. We started walking, and I just kept going. And
Thank
kept
you.
going.
I appreciate that. All right, that's the number 3. The number 2 top story on MediaTakeout.com in the past month is?
The number 2 story is Phaedra Parks from the Atlanta Housewives' husband getting arrested for fraud and identity theft. I mean,
What does that mean?
These are serious charges. I mean, she is on TV on the Atlanta Housewives, and her husband's there. He's an ex-con. I think he's been pretty open about his criminal past, and he was supposed to be rehabilitating himself. Well, the feds have hit him with charges, some very, very serious charges. They claim that he's been setting up phony companies, stealing people's identities, and cashing fake checks. According to the feds, they actually caught his partner with about $3 million in stolen cash in bank accounts. And they got even more evidence, right?
Yeah.
This is all according to the feds, is all in legal paperwork. The feds are saying that they actually, when they got his partner, they got her to flip, wear a wire, and get him to incriminate himself on tape.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, according to the feds, they got him, signed, sealed, and delivered. We're now waiting for the whole thing to play out. Next week, he's actually going to be going to court, his first court appearance, where he's going to be able to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and kind of go on from there.
Is Phaedra going to represent him? Because she's an attorney, right?
Well, according to reports, Phaedra is scheduled to represent him in that first.
She better stay away from that.
Well, you might be right about that, but
I would
remember
stay away from that.
Remember too, right? Whenever you are representing your client, there's all kinds of privileges where they can't tell what you know and you can't tell what they know and stuff like that.
Okay, so she better jump on that.
I mean, yeah.
They can protect her as well.
Yeah,
as his wife,
and as his representation.
Right. That's what I'm
that's
asking.
a regular everyday hood scam, man. People be doing identity theft and all that. That's nothing.
Phaedra Park likes niggas.
Oh, come on, Heather. All right, and the number 1 story on MediaTakeout.com is
rapper T.I. and Tiny and their marital strife. Now, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are saying this is all rumors and we don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, and I'm speaking from inside information, that there is absolute serious problems in their marriage right now. The two of them were scheduled to go on the red carpet together at the Grammys.
Yep.
So, Sway, you might have some inside information on this. And I can tell you that the two of them went to the Grammys together. They got into a big fight on the red carpet, and the two of them decided to go their separate ways. Now, there's all kinds of speculation on what the nature of this thing is. I can tell you that at least a portion of their relationship problems has to do with T.I. and another woman. So that's where it is right now. I mean, we all love them as a couple. We all love the idea of them together and them being together. But it is what it is.
How do you know that that's the nature of their problem?
Well, listen, I can't tell. I don't know what the totality of the situation is. I mean, when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, you might, maybe she doesn't like the fact that he has the toilet seat up, you know? But I can tell you that there were allegations that are grounded in fact about T.I. and another woman.
Okay, Fred, so the source who told you this info, how close are they to T.I. and Tiny?
100. I am 100% confident in what I'm saying right now.
Well, how do you know that person isn't lying to you?
Well, I mean, look, you never know 100% anything, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you were to speak to T.I. or Tiny, you don't necessarily know 100%. But I'm saying at some point, when you're looking at
I think
it
if you spoke to T.I. and you asked him, whatever that answer is would be the truth.
Yeah, well, I
if
mean,
he answered the question,
right?
I don't think he doesn't lie.
Well, I mean, listen. At the same time, too, I don't think it's the two of them are clearly not apart, right? So whatever was going on and whatever was going on in their relationship at the time, the two of them decided to go their separate ways that night. They've been pretty open about the fact that they're together. Their marriage is still intact.
Yeah.
And I can tell you also that this past weekend, T.I.'s son had his 14th birthday, and Tiny, who was on a girls-only vacation, cut her vacation short and flew in to be with T.I. and her son.
Yeah, so that's
the two of them are working this whole thing through, but it's something there, though.
My insider, not even insider information, what I heard is that he didn't want to walk the carpet, and she did. And he wanted to, stay home? What was it?
Right. Yeah, he wanted to stay home.
Yeah, and that's what the argument was about.
Yeah, that's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
All right. I mean, look. At some point, you gotta say.
Did Fred just son me right there?
Yeah. I'm saying at some point, right? They have to give an excuse. The two of them were clearly not.
No, they don't. They're married. And like married people get into arguments and fights over small things. Married women go on girl vacations all the time. Why is it they're on the brink or they have problems like any other married couple? Why are they in trouble? Like, what is it that they're in trouble?
Well, Heather, that's the fuel. That's the food that feeds this digital industry. You have to make, I ain't saying that's what Fred is doing, but, you have to make this conversation amplify in order for people to go on these platforms.
We're taking a married couple that had an argument and maybe another woman is in it, but they're on the brink of divorce, like because of mystery woman and may like her husband. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Let's explore the hypothetical. If there is another woman, perhaps that's what they're into.
Well, yeah, that's what the rumors are in Atlanta.
Oh, come on, Fred.
I'm saying that's
Fred spilling tea. Is that a read? Did he give out a read?
All right, Fred Mwangaguhunga, ladies and gentlemen, it's our friend of the show here from MediaTakeout.com. What's up today, man?
Well, today there's actually was some pretty big news last night. I mean, there was a Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta was shooting out in Atlanta, or were filming out in Atlanta. And allegedly, I'm going to say a lot of allegedlys in this thing because I'm not trying to get nobody locked up. But allegedly, there was some gunplay at the event. And allegedly, Mama D allegedly pulled out a pistol. And allegedly, some other stuff went down. So the police were called. I can tell you that. That's fact. Jocelyn's girlfriend was busted in the head with a bottle and needed, I think it's about 50 stitches in the head. So that is fact too. And Benzino's new fiance got into it and put hands on one of the other women in the thing. That's fact too. So there was a lot of hands being thrown.
Yeah.
And allegedly there was some gunplay in there too.
More niggas.
I mean, it's just like people are just putting their souls on the line to be on TV. Like, where does it all stop?
I mean,
look, 4 years from now, 2 years, where are people at from the first seasons of Love and Hip Hop?
Well, it is good drama. You
yeah,
know?
but it's just at what expense?
People always saying that, right? And I'm thinking about it. Remember back in the day, like in the 80s, when people were watching Dynasty, right? And Joan Collins and Crystal Carrington were throwing each other in the pool and stuff like that. This is like the 2013
No, it ain't.
equivalent.
No,
of
it
Joe
ain't. No, it ain't.
Carrington getting thrown in the pool.
Joan Collins is retired from that money and living off of her interest. These niggas ain't getting nothing.
Okay, Heather, I'm tired of hearing that word.
I'm sorry,
All
but
right, thank you, Fred Mwangaguhunga. Okay, you went from that to monkeys?
Gorillas.
Okay.
Orangutans. Bamboo. This is over. It's
Gibbons?
You're listening to Sway in the morning
on Shade 45.